Empower Belle Fourche is a 2-year-long program. It starts by forming a local team of people who want to engage more of the community in conversations about what they want Belle Fourche to be and become, and then to help support people who want to actually work on making that happen. This was launched by the Development Corporation and a few other organizations locally, but it's really become a collaborative project with people from a lot of different entities and organizations involved.
I think the most important thing that community development centers on is the people, and getting the feedback and the input and the voice of the people to know what they want for their community's future and how they'd like to be part of that happening. So tonight's all about that happening, getting the voice, getting the input. I think there's no greater disappointment than someone who comes to the table with great ideas but is afraid to share them. Your voice matters.
So I really feel like we need leaders who are forward thinkers, who are collaborators.
Our Empower process only works if a community is willing to really totally change the way they go about making things better.
But we have really a culture of positive people that want to make change that will improve Belle Fourche.
You know, I really feel positive that there's going to be more people involved from now on, so that'll move us forward quickly.
This process is not about making a list for someone else to do. It's about saying, I think this is so important that I will work on it. It's a total flip of the typical approach in most small towns in South Dakota, and that's the thing that will create lasting success in Belle Fourche.
Getting the voice, getting the input, putting together the teams, and having people say, I'm very passionate about this, or that's a very important aspect of our community, and I'd like to be part of that. That's why we've designed and coordinated this with Dakota Resources, so that we can accomplish our goals with a little bit different mindset than maybe we've taken in the past.
So, one said recognizing poverty's impact.
Most of the problems that surface when we do these processes are things that have been around for decades or generations, and that we've been trying to figure out and we haven't quite solved them yet. Or they're really big, complex issues that there is no quick, easy fix for. And yet we get impatient. We figure that we've been talking about this for a month or two now and we haven't solved it yet, so we must be failing. And the truth is, some of these problems have taken us 30 or 40 or 70 years to get ourselves into. We're not going to get out of them overnight. It takes some time and a lot of energy and effort to change what people believe about themselves and about this community and what's possible here, and that's what unlocks the real progress.
You know, there's obviously roadblocks why these things haven't happened in the first place, and trying to figure out what those are and what's preventing us from moving forward, or what's preventing us from fulfilling this vision or this positive view that we want to have of the community.
The most difficult part of this process for you is going to be this. Well, we're learning and understanding this problem so that we can actually fix it. We're going to have to resist the urge to solve it early. And we're going to have to resist the urge to jump somewhere along the line, somewhere along this U-shaped curve that we're going to take from problem to solution. Some of these problems we don't have to go way down here. Some of these problems we can solve by just going this far and jumping over, and that's the appropriate way. The way that we'll know if we've gone far enough, if we've resisted the urge long enough, is that something happens that is a breakthrough. An innovation. An aha. Oh, we've never thought about it this way before. We've never been able to see the bigger picture enough before to see that turning this lever changes a whole bunch of stuff in this picture. Overwhelmed. Communication. How do we talk about this and let everyone know? It's important to empower everyone to be part of a solution. Start small. Do something. We all want to work.
I was a little worried that there might be a little more pushback or a little more disagreements, and I am surprised there hasn't been more of that, and I agree that disagreements can be productive. So I hope that once we get to the next stages, there's a little more realistic questions to bring up.
It doesn't mean we all have to agree on those things that we're trying to create. All it means is we can agree on something that myself and a few other people want to work on. And let's go work on it. Let's go make it happen.
You know, you got to have takeaway from this. You have to really, when you get out of here, then put feet under all these wonderful ideas.
And I think there's emphasis placed on that next step in formalizing a plan and then something that can be worked going forwards.
Everybody seems to be coming together, and we all know that we have to work together for the betterment.
I hope that this is an ongoing way that we embrace the way that we think, the way that we accomplish our goals as a community, and how we move things forward.
But I want to say, you've already blown me away, Belle Fourche. You had 50 people who spent a whole day volunteering for their community yesterday. And then another 25 of you came back again the next morning.
Yeah, very good.
For 2 more hours. So, I mean, this is, I hope you stop to think for a moment and appreciate how remarkable that is already.
Well, you guys have done a tremendous job.
Yeah, we appreciate it.